The first time he used water, I didn't know what it was. In fact, I didn't know it had a name or had been used for centuries before me. I didn't even know how dangerous it was. Did you know you are 7 times more likely to die if your abuser uses strangulation as a tactic? I didn't. I thought I got lucky. Apparently not. Waterboarding, I found out later, was a torture technique used predominantly in the armed forces, but it was also used on me. I think about that, the links of what it means to the general public. War, the disease that millions of men suffered with, were the consequences of a world war, and it had a name, PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder. And it was then that people started relating it to a mental illness that only soldiers suffered. But I guess I was a soldier. I guess I was at war. Mine wasn't for king or country though. Mine was for survival. Mine was in my home, in my safe space, in my bathroom. Mine was everywhere I looked. My war was with him. I don't know why the strangulation moved on to darker things. Maybe he no longer enjoyed squeezing the life out of me until I went limp. Maybe he wanted to punish me more. He never did really like to leave bruises on me, and I guess this was the next step. To gain ultimate control, to have me begging and crying and pleading with him. He enjoyed it, He enjoyed the control. He pushed me to my limits, both physically and mentally. The first day he used water, his eyes went black. His tongue stuck out slightly between his gritted teeth. I knew what time it was. I just wasn't ready. He pulled me by my hair and dragged me in the bathroom, screaming whilst he pushed me down on the floor. I'd like to sit here and tell you what had happened to trigger him, but honestly, I'd be lying if I did. The abuse was so regular now I couldn't keep up. I couldn't be who he wanted me to be, and if I wasn't fueling his drug habit or sex habit, I was useless to him. I clutched onto my stomach and lay in a fetal position so he wouldn't hurt the baby. He pushed one of my shoulders down so that my back was on the floor, and I braced for his hands around my neck. But to my surprise, it didn't happen. He stood up with his black eyes, turned around and turned the tap on. I remember so clearly the sound of the shower, the heat, the smell. Before long, the whiz of the extractor fan came on and the mist started slowly disappearing. He pulled me to my knees as I sat asking him to calm down. He ripped the shower head off the holder and lunged. It was then that he strangled me again, this time using the shower head to pour water on my face as well. I struggled. And I mean I really struggled, thrashing my body to the bath, moving my head away from his grip, anything to stop this, and then it stopped. He let go of my throat and put the water, still flowing, just behind me. I breathed. And after a few seconds, he did it again. The cycle started, endlessly, repeatedly, me desperately trying to break away, him pinning me down and using his hands to press against my throat, water streaming into my nose, ears, eyes, and again, he would stop. I spluttered and coughed this time, violently throwing up in the toilet as he blocked the exit. When I finished vomiting, he walked towards me. This was it, I thought. This is how I'm going to die.